Hello and welcome to the Rays of Hope program brought to you by the Purchase Area Sexual Assault Center. I'm your host for today, Mary Foley. I'm so glad that you've joined us. We're going to be talking today about a great summer activity that you can be a part of in more than one way. And it's one of the most amazing opportunities that the Purchase Area Sexual Assault Center can bring to you, the viewer, and to the community member. And here to talk about that today are two very exciting and contagious young women, Jennifer and Kelly. Welcome to both of you.
Thank you.
If you could take just a minute, Jennifer, just introduce yourself to the viewing audience.
Absolutely. I'm Jennifer Wyatt, and I have been a part of the Purchase Area Sexual Assault Center for several years through the board capacity, and this is going to be our third year to be co-sponsoring this event, and I'm currently with Linden Plantation Event Center.
Thank you for being here. Kelly.
I am an event and wedding consultant for Linden Plantation, and I've gotten involved with PASAC through Jennifer, and she brought me on board 2 years ago for the first annual Men Who Cook, so that is how I've gotten involved.
And so you say Men Who Cook, and so that's what this whole show is about, is Men Who Cook, and like you said, this is our third year to do it.
Absolutely.
And before we get right into the event, obviously the Purchase Area Sexual Assault Center provides free and confidential services to members of the Purchase area, the 8 counties, victims of sexual violence of any kind, from sexual harassment to forcible rape of all ages. Those services are free and they're available to members of the community. So there must be something about that cause and something about that mission that at least created in both of you a willingness to be a part of something greater than yourself. So can you talk to me a little bit, Jennifer, first? Like you said, you're involved in multiple capacities. What about the center is important to your heart?
On so many different levels, the work that I'm seeing come out of PASAC has just been amazing. From being able to help families, the secondary survivors, to educating in the schools and in our churches and in our community about sexual assault and really dispelling a lot of the myths.
Yes.
So I think on that level, just the importance of the issue itself has been very dear to my heart. I was very involved several years ago when I worked on a university campus, and at that point was really the first time I ever heard anyone talk about sexual assault. So it was really brought to the forefront of my mind, and really becoming active and seeing what we can do to make a difference of that really became important to me.
Wow, that's amazing. And so Kelly, you said that she sort of got you on board, and that can look a lot of different ways. When you work with somebody, you just kind of get sucked into something, but
Yes.
Having worked with you the last couple of years, it is evident that it has become a part of your own personal cause and
Right.
support. Can you talk to us about how you got involved or what that transition was like?
I think every woman, every man they've been affected by sexual assault in some way, whether it's a family member or a friend. Everybody's been affected by it. I still think it's a very taboo comment. A lot of people don't like to discuss it, but there's still people that need help. And I think for me, being involved as a volunteer, it gives me a chance to donate my time and effort to a cause that everyone is affected by, and showing, even though I'm an event consultant and I have a really busy schedule, there's ways that you can donate your time. And I think it almost sets an example for other people that you can get involved in large ways and small ways.
And we are certainly fortunate to have both of you involved. So I would like to just begin to explain to the initial viewer, maybe who have never heard of Men Who Cook and are thinking, first of all, why that name? Why Men Who Cook? And what is it? So one of you tell me, what is Men Who Cook?
Well, Men Who Cook is a luau, and it's held at the Four Rivers Center. This is going to be our third annual. That's really hard to believe. We have really showcased men as celebrity chefs, and the guests will come in and sample all of the different dishes that the men have prepared, and then they are able to enjoy a tropical evening of great decorations, amazing food and beverages, and a great band. So it is just an amazing night of fun. You really don't feel like you are in Paducah, Kentucky. You feel like you are in a tropical location, and for just a moment, it is just a wonderful way to enjoy your time here in the area.
Well, and it's so interesting that you describe it that way, that you say that, because I know last year when we talked about it and we covered it through programs just like the one we're on today, we had callers that called and said, I had no idea what a grand scale event this is. Kelly, how could you help the viewer maybe come away from the mentality that this is a buffet line on styrofoam cups and paper plates? You know, I'm going to walk through, I'm going to taste a hot dog, and then I'm going to go home.
Right.
To really helping them understand what this event is like and what it's like to be there.
Okay. Well, we have all the chefs set up in one room. Last year was in the River Room at the Four Rivers Center. And men have a huge competitive edge, as we all know, and they will do anything to go above and beyond. So one of our awards we actually give away for the night is Best Decorations. And so the men will go, they made tiki huts last year, they had torches, they had hula dancers, everything to go above and beyond. And it's not your normal buffet line. This year, I think we're going to have 2 lines because it got so busy last year. People were loading their plates with a little bit of everything. So we're going to have 2 lines this year to kind of help give people a chance to kind of see everybody. So it's definitely not your usual buffet.
And so how much food are these men preparing, and is there a theme to their food, like there's a theme to the evening?
Absolutely. The gentlemen have the option of either preparing an entree, a sampling of an entree, or a dessert item. And we are amazed how authentic the dishes have become, from a chocolate lava cake to coconut shrimp. I mean, it is truly very fine cuisine.
Yes.
And we were working the booth as people were coming in and out of the chef room last year, and the piles of food were just heaping over. So there was not a single person that left hungry from that event.
And we actually did hear that they were unbelievably full from that event. And so there's desserts, and there's entrees, there's a chocolate fountain usually.
Yes.
And just beautiful decorations as well. So it's a very classy evening, and I think you do feel part of something bigger than maybe what you would normally go to on just a traditional Friday or Saturday night.
Absolutely.
So folks come into the Carson Center. The Carson Center is a very large building. What do they see when they come?
I think the first thing that stood out to me was the gorgeous palm trees that were made last year. And Lori Brown is one of the chairs for the decoration committee, and she has an amazing artistic ability. And there were totem poles that were painted. Basically, like Jennifer said, you feel like you're walking into a tropical paradise. We have the palm trees, umbrellas, cocktail tables with colorful table linens on them. Of course, there's the corporate tables that also add a lot of color with their decorations as well. But the thing that stood out to me was probably the creative palm trees from last year.
Absolutely. And people really get into it. You know, they will wear, the Hawaiian shirts. We had several ladies that had actually been to Hawaii to luau's, and they had on their muumuus or, their little dresses. And so, people really will start to now plan, for their outfit, several months in advance so that they have just the perfect thing to wear to Men Who Cook.
Well, that's wonderful. You had mentioned corporate tables.
Yes.
So let's just pause right there and let's talk about corporate tables. What is the benefit to buying a corporate table from your perspective as a business owner and as somebody who works in business?
As a business owner, we really feel that it is so important to be a part of a fundraiser where you can really see the benefits coming back directly to our community. And that is one of the things that really draws us to be a part of PASAC. We know that all of the money is going to be staying in those areas, in those counties that we see direct response with.
Absolutely.
And we are so excited to be able to partner this year with Linden Plantation and Wagner Wine and Spirits as being the 2 premier sponsors. So we're excited to bring them on to be a part of it. But any business owners, I really encourage you, bring your staff, bring your employees, bring your family. It is such a fun night and also gives you great visibility throughout the process of advertising with Men Who Cook.
And so is it a good way to encourage team building within an organization? Is it a good advertising
Absolutely.
opportunity? All of the above? I mean, if I were a business owner like you, obviously Linden Plantations is a premier sponsor and has been this is the 3rd year.
Right.
Wagner Wine and Spirits obviously found something valuable in it to partner on with. But if somebody says, I'm not sure I'm ready to plug in that capacity, but I'd like to just experience it as a staff member,
Right.
what is it like for you to go and to get to be a part of something like this through Linden Plantation?
As I had mentioned earlier, I feel every company wants to have some kind of involvement with a great cause in their community. And if you're not comfortable with getting a corporate table, there are so many jobs that night that we do need help with. Door greeters to put leis on guests as they come in, chef runners, making sure the chefs have food and beverages that they need. There's all kinds of different avenues that you can still donate your time to without making that big of a financial commitment. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So there's that capacity. So we've got corporate tables. That allows folks to sit together in groups of 8.
Yes.
To receive advertising opportunities for their business or for their organization. And where are they seated? Why is
They
it
are
premier
in
seating?
prime location. They will line the dance floor in the downstairs lobby of the Four Rivers Center. So as you can imagine, you've got the prime spots. So you will have reserved seating that evening, which in any kind of large event is very important that you
Yes, it
have your reserved seating, and also great visibility of the evening as well.
And so what kind of numbers in terms of guests are we talking about here? I might be thinking, I don't know that I need a reserved seat if there are 50 people coming. What would you say to me?
We have grown in a great capacity over the last 3 years. The first year we were looking at a little under 300 people. Second year we were well into 350, 375, and this year we can only imagine
Very excited.
the numbers. We really take up the entire Four Rivers Center. So we have different stations and different things are going on throughout the building. So you never feel like you are not a part of the event. If you're out on the terrace or if you're in the gallery room, which we'll get into in a few moments, looking around at some of the artwork, you feel very connected regardless of where you are that evening.
So you all have done a fantastic job of sort of whetting the appetite for what this evening is like. We're going to have great food. You mentioned a dance floor. Before we take a break, which is just in a couple of minutes, we're going to take a break and come back and talk more about what the evening will hold. Talk to me about the dance floor and what's the entertainment like, drinks, all of that. Talk to me about some of those other things that would be important to know.
The band this year is going to be the Cruisers,
Yes.
and so that will be a good change for us. We've had kind of some tropical bands in the past, so we're going to switch it up a little this year, but they will still be so much fun.
Yes.
As the night goes on and as the drinks are flowing, tons of people are on the dance floor, and so they love to have a good time. Once again, it's just a big celebration for a great cause, and I think even though the dancing might not be the focus of the evening, it's definitely something that brings people back every year.
Absolutely.
And so
Absolutely.
on that note, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to be right back. Please don't go away. We'd love to tell you more about some of the exciting and new things coming up at this year's Men Who Cook, and of course how you can be involved. So stay with us. Hello and welcome back to the Rays of Hope program, brought to you by the Purchase Area Sexual Assault Center. I'm your host for today, Mary Foley, and I'm so glad that you've joined us. Welcome back to our guests as well, Jennifer and Kelly, both from Linden Plantation, and of course Jennifer as a board member. Thank you so much for joining us to talk about what we consider one of the most exciting events of the year. Tell us, Jennifer, about Men Who Cook for those that are just now joining us.
This will be our third annual Men Who Cook Luau and Auction, and it's going to be on July the 20th at the Four Rivers Center, starting at 7 o'clock and going well into the evening until 11.
Until 11, and so all are welcome to attend. So let's just start there. For those that are watching that maybe have attended a Men Who Cook, and for those that are watching that have never heard of Men Who Cook, how do they get tickets? And what do they need to do to reserve their spot?
Well, it will be important to go ahead and get your tickets. They will sell out quickly. Our ticket outlets are going to be at PASAC. You can call PASAC at 534-4422.
Yes.
They will also be available at Linden Plantation Event Center, and I do believe at Wagner Wine and Spirits. So those will all be great ticket outlets for you. $75 for a couple and $40 for a single ticket.
Okay, and so Kelly, if I'm listening and I think, you know, I'm a little intrigued by this Men Who Cook, I can get behind the Purchase Area Sexual Assault Center and behind the cause.
Right.
But boy, what am I going to get for a $40 ticket, or what am I going to get for a $75 couple ticket? Why is that worth my money to attend this event?
There is so much, besides just the donation for the center, which is the most important of all. This is a great way for people to learn about the effects and what, you know, PASEC has to offer sexual assault survivors in more of a fun way, a relaxed way. You never know what kind of information you're going to get there. So that's the most important thing above all. In addition to that, tons of food. Great variety of desserts, appetizers, entrees. There is going to be drinks there, alcohol, non-alcoholic, a great band, dancing. There's going to be some art on display as well, the tropical decoration. So basically for $40 or $75, you're going to get a mini vacation.
Well said, a mini vacation. And I tell you, we have been amazed over the years at the response that we do get from people that attended the event in the past. I took a call from a gentleman from St. Louis, and he said, "We come every year, we mark our calendar, we love it." So I know that we don't have him here to ask this question to, but I know that you have spoken with many people like that, Jennifer. What is the factor or factors that keep people returning to this event?
I think it's truly that it is so much fun, and it's so different. There are a variety of different fundraising opportunities that are always going on in our area, but I think what is so different about Men Who Cook is that truly you can go, you can socialize, you can have a great time, and you feel like Kelly said, you're on vacation. The Four River Center is really just transformed. It's such a beautiful venue, and it's transformed into this tropical paradise, and people are just relaxed, and they just really feel like they're on vacation.
So it's a great way to just enjoy your summer.
Absolutely.
For a great cause. And it's great for the community, and from my perspective, in lots of ways. You connect with people that maybe you haven't seen in a while. You're a part of a cause greater than yourself. All of those things, I think, help build our community in terms of just the camaraderie, but also in terms of just raising awareness about the issues that we all face every day. So folks are welcome to attend on July 20th. It begins at 7 p.m. You say the ticket outlets once again.
Yes, we'll be at Linden Plantation, at Wagner Wine and Spirits, and also through the Purchase Area Sexual Assault Center.
Okay, and also I believe that folks will be able to purchase the night of the event
At the door.
At
Yes,
the door.
absolutely.
So they can wait if they need to make that decision, although we do not encourage that. When you say 50 celebrity chefs, some people might be thinking, I'm not a celebrity, therefore I don't qualify. What would your response be to that?
We have had anything from local physicians, people that are in the service industry, we have police officers, we have firemen, we have business owners. It is amazing the gentlemen that come out to be our local celebrity chefs.
Okay.
And you know, so you have people represented from all of the different communities that we serve, and they are all able to draw and bring their own friends, you know, from their communities to also come to support them. What's really exciting this year, it's just going to be a little twist on Men Who Cook, is our people attending can actually vote for their favorite overall chef.
Oh, I see.
So that will be a wonderful way. You can come and you'll be able to purchase tickets and drop them in there at their booth. And the chef that has the most tickets at the end of the evening will be crowned the king.
And let me just say, to the viewers as well as to you all, the feedback that we got last year was from some pretty competitive men who felt like they should have won.
Right.
And we told them, we assured them that should for some reason the reigning Men Who Cook celebrity not be able to fulfill his mission, that they would then be crowned the king or whatever you want to call him. So it really is a great way for folks to come out and support their favorite business owner.
Absolutely.
Or their organization that they're a patron to come out and be a part of that. And again, I think that builds that community. So we have these 50 chefs who are lots of fun to mix and mingle with. We have politicians that come out, even not on election years, to just really get behind the community. It's a great way to meet them as well.
Right.
And the food is fabulous. What other things can folks expect this year that may be a little different from years prior?
Well, one of the things that we are going to be working with, especially really announcing the new Expressive Therapy Center through PASAC, we are going to have a gallery of different artwork from children from the center, and that is going to be on display for the first time. So I think you'll be able to spend some time looking at the artwork, from paintings on canvas to sculptures, and have the opportunity to later bid on some of those pieces to take home with you during our live auction.
And so in terms of, just so that the viewing audience is brought up to speed, in terms of the Expressive Therapy Center, that is a center on our current grounds where we take victims of trauma and we take them through different therapy techniques to help them to express the trauma that they have been through in a variety of ways, whether it's through painting and art and sculpture, relaxation techniques, just a variety of ways for those folks to come to terms with the events that they have experienced. That is what that center is about. So that center is about healing and about recovery. And the artwork that is produced by these clients are some of the most inspiring and motivating pieces of work I've ever seen. So when you say that that art is going to be available, that's what you're referring to, actual client artwork from all ages. For you personally, why would that be important for you to take a piece of that home with you?
I think it's important, especially for, members of the community, when they come to Men Who Cook and they see that artwork, they see what their time and monetary donations are going toward. This is a very creative way of helping people cope, like you said, with what has happened in their lives. And not everybody has the ability to be able to verbalize what they've been through, and so this is a great alternative to them just having to sit and talk to a therapist. They can actually draw or paint or color and kind of get that out in a different avenue. So I think it's great to be able to see what your donations are going towards.
Okay, and so this isn't all going to be, some of the artwork I think can be powerful at many different levels. But this isn't going to be something that's doom and gloom per se for folks, even though this is a very dark topic. It's something that we have to address. So when you take a piece of this home, what, from your perspective, are you taking home, Jennifer?
You're taking home a piece of hope. Truly, when you might be having a bad day, or you've had a rough day at the office, being able to know that you'll be able to look at that piece and everything that means, and the light that you've been able to share with someone in the community through being a part of Men Who Cook or being a part of PASAC is incredibly inspiring. And for the people who came to Men Who Cook for the last 2 years, we want to say thank you, because that really helped us get to the point where we could have the Expressive Therapy Center, and has helped our center grow and flourish. So that in itself is just an amazing blessing.
Well, and I think you bring up a very excellent point, because I had lost, memory of that till just right now, that we had asked folks last year to support this Expressive Therapy Center. And so I think for the viewing audience to know that that money and those donations and those efforts really did come to fruition this year. That center is open, it's up and running, it's serving the 8-county purchase area, and their contributions, while they had a great time, really did bring hope to a lot of people. So folks are going to come, they're going to mingle, they're going to enjoy their time, they're going to get to have an opportunity to view what the clients do every day through art and expressive means, and to be able to take a piece of that home. What would you say, Kelly, if somebody says to you, this all sounds good and fine, but am I going to be disappointed when I leave there? You're making this sound too good to be true. What would you say?
Nothing's ever too good to be true. I think we have had, obviously this is our 3rd annual, so it's been such a huge success every year that people do keep coming back, and it's not going to be a disappointment. And you don't have to stay from 7 to 11. If you don't have the entire evening to spend, just come in for an hour or two and seeing the chefs and seeing the artwork and just socializing with friends and family. And, it gives you a good idea, too, of other people that feel passionate about the same cause.
Sure.
So you will not be disappointed.
Okay, well, I would believe you if I were listening, and I've been, and I do believe you. Jennifer, just in terms of, you have a firsthand account of the center serving in a board capacity, and there may be some folks that are watching, and maybe they think, I am behind the cause, but but how worthy is this organization of my support? What would you say to them?
I can honestly tell them there would not be another place I would rather devote my time and energy other than the Purchase Area Sexual Assault Center. And you're approached by so many different organizations, for donations and other ways to get involved that we're very selective, on how we want to see that money spent and the follow through and making sure that the treatment is research based. And PASAC does all of that and then some. So it is something that that we're very closely tied to and that we're proud to associate with. It is something that we will continue to grow and build with over the years.
Well, we are certainly proud to have both of you involved, that's for sure. I want to take just a moment, again, for you to review the dates and times and locations and some of that logistical information. And then I'd like to end the program by reminding folks of how to connect to our services. So how do I come to Men Who Cook? Because I'm coming. So how do I come?
Men Who Cook will be on July the 20th. It's on a Friday evening, starting at 7 o'clock, ending at about 11. It's going to be at the Luther F. Carson Four River Center in downtown Paducah. You can purchase your tickets at Linden Plantation Event Center, at Wagner Wine and Spirits, and also through PASAC.
And if you are interested in becoming a corporate sponsor, Kelly, what would they need to do that?
You can actually contact either Jennifer or myself at Linden Plantation at 554-9444, and we're in charge this year of all the corporate sponsors. So we are charging other businesses to get involved this year and to contact us if you'd like to.
Okay, that number once again.
554-9444.
Okay, so whether you're coming as a business, you're coming as an individual, you're coming as a couple, we just want you to consider coming and being a part. And I want to thank you, the viewing audience, for giving us your time. I know that's a precious commodity. I hope that we have intrigued you to check out Men Who Cook for this year and to support something greater than yourself, and that's the Purchase Area Sexual Assault Center. We're going to have some contact information on the screen for you should you be interested in being a chef, or should you be interested just in gathering more information about the Purchase Area Sexual Assault Center. Those numbers are there for you. Please remember you can contact us at 1-800-928-7273 should you feel like you need our direct services. We have a 24-hour helpline to assist you or a family member if you are a victim of sexual assault. You can reach us on the web at www.pasacky.org for some more information. If you're interested in Men Who Cook or in being a chef, you can contact Amberly Larkins, and you can see the web address right there, or by phone at 534-4422. And of course, I want to let you know that the most recent Rays of Hope program is available online now at Paducah2.org. That's www.paducah2.org. We'd love for you to check us out on the web. And we hope to see you again next time.